become angry manager. Okay. So why she gets angry all the time? Because of these few things like delayed ETL. ETL is the data ingestion from all the source operation system into the data warehouse, then slow reports, and then report failures at times. So, but we have done a little bit of quick fixes into the system, and out of that we figure out that it's working fine. Those quick fixes are, I'll let you know in a while. Okay, first we did a bit of data profiling, like how the data warehouse is behaving, what is the requirement for the data warehouse, how much is the bandwidth available, CPU bandwidth available to serve the purpose for the end user. And we did a few things, ETL fixes. After that profiling, we did ETL fixes and some platform capacity improvement. I'll tell you in a minute. After that, actually, Jane feels much better. And the first thing that we did is the data profiling. We figured out that our data warehouse at that time has around 14.5 billion records. This is a big, large amount of data for our data warehouse. So we work out on that and figure out that out of that we found 4.5 billion records that are there that we can get rid of them. We don't need that, so we take them out. So after that we found that we were just left with 9 billion records. So if you have less records, the data warehouse performs much better, and the processing takes much better. And then we figure out there are a lot of freeze. We freeze at daily growth of around 4 million. What we see in the data warehouse that on a daily basis there were around 4 to 16 million records are aggregating into the data warehouse daily, which was actually a bad size. A data warehouse normally suppose does not grow with that frequency. And then if you see that we were at 14 billion records, and then we figure out, and then we cut them off, and we went to around 9 billion of record, which gives a lot of performance improvement. And then during that data profiling, we identified a lot of other areas that we can focus on. Then we started to spot on those areas and started working on that. And the first thing that we started to work on is the ETL fixes, like rewriting all the ETL codes, identifying the existing glitches in the fixes, and this is one of the most painful time for us. It takes a lot of time. Russell did most of the job, and Russell would like to tell about something about it.
Well done, Russell.
Just going back to something that Amir had mentioned on a previous, not exactly a slide, a page of that animation. We didn't actually rip a whole lot of data out of the data warehouse. What actually it is that there's essentially two kinds of tables. There's persistent tables and what we call transient tables in there. And the transient tables are supposed to be just used for the daily processing. The persistent tables contain the data that's actually been warehoused and massaged and presented for reporting purposes. And it just happened that one of those transient tables wasn't getting cleared out every day, so it was growing and accumulating data, which they're not supposed to do. And so, yeah, when we chopped it by a third, that was all one table that wasn't getting cleared out. But in terms of some of the other work that we did, which was there weren't very many quick wins like that, but there were a number of processes that we found that, and we've actually mentioned a few of them on occasion. But we just found that we found some processes that were not nearly as efficient as they could have been. In the pre-lift and shift environment, they didn't matter so much, they didn't cause us very much pain. But once we moved to the cloud, they started to provide a fair amount of drag. And that combined with the headwinds from the new environment actually gave us some, they slowed us down considerably. Up until the period just before lift and shift, we were, the ETL, the daily ETL was regularly finishing between 5:30 and 5:45 most mornings. After lift and shift, in the immediate aftermath, it was regularly finishing after 8 a.m. And once we did, but with this work that we were able to do, we were sort of bit by bit, hitting the really bad performers. We were able to pull it back to where it's usually finishing around 6:30. But then something else rather magnificent happened. I'm here to tell you about that.
Okay, and let's wait for that slide. And then we started to aggressively hitting those areas which are more on the platform area. So we started to identify the ghost reports in the business object. We identified there are around 50 plus ghost reports in the system which were running daily on the basis of daily and occupying a lot of CPU bandwidth. So the other user does not get that space for the legitimate reports. So we identified it and we stopped those reports and we get a lot of CPU bandwidth out of that. The next thing we figure out that spread out reports in time clusters. So what was happening is that those scheduled reports were running mostly at the same time frame. So we divided the time cluster. We come up with time cluster like this is time cluster 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we spread our report across the whole number of clusters. So this actually help us in again getting more bandwidth for the operational user to utilize the CPU and get the reports they wanted. And at the end, we figured out that there is a need of hardware upgrade. So we did that on the last because we wanted to, before going for the hardware upgrade, our hardware upgrade is very easy, like you just go and get your hardware and start running things. But before that, we wanted to streamline or optimize our ETL thing and all the code and all those processes that are running behind. So we were successful on that, and then we figured out that okay, let's go for a hardware upgrade. So when we start, okay, just wanted to show you that this is this is the time that the ETL was basically closing or running or completing at that time. Then we figure out, try to manage it. These are the cutoff period, like this is cutoff period 1, this is cutoff period 2. So we managed to managed to keep the ETL running within that cutoff period. And then after the hardware upgrade, we found a massive increase in our ETL completion, which actually reaches around the soonest that we can do that is 3:58 in the morning was the best time that we achieve on that, and we're still working on that. And you can also see that after that hardware upgrade, before the upgrade, the most of the CPU bandwidth has been utilized, and end user does not have the space to run reports. After that, you see a lot of bandwidth is available for the end user, and reports are coming in. No more reports are getting failed in the system. That is a good thing. Before that, most of the reports are getting failed, and the user get a lot of frustration out of that. So this is the part that we aggressively work on, and after that. Jamie gets better. I'm happy. I have invited Mark and Dave from the business side. So this is the whole presentation for us, and I believe end user is happy now.
I mean, from our point of view, I think you sort of exaggerated some of the things that you said there, and that's talking about the fact that you used to sort of finish on average about 8 o'clock, because there were a lot of days when you didn't finish after lift and shift, and when you didn't finish, that then led to another set of problems, and so often, you know, with that happening, we weren't able to run reports in the morning at all. And then when you were running a report, it was still on the previous day's data, and we had lots and lots of issues. And that means that from our point of view, the agri managers just didn't get their reports the day they were expecting them. They have a schedule where they plan their sort of work for the week, and they expect to have different reports on different days, and they just weren't getting those. So that was the change from that. I don't know when the last time that we didn't have a finished run was, but it's now significantly some time ago. And for us, you know, you come in the morning and you'd get in at 8 o'clock and it would say they've completed 125 fact tables out of 293, and you think, oh, I don't know when I'm going to be able to really start doing any work. So it wasn't only the agri managers that were getting angry managers. My whole team got really frustrated with this process because we just didn't know when you were going to be able to start work and doing things. And then came the other end of the day, and it's a problem you didn't even mention there at all, was at 4:35 you would run a report that took a minute to run at 4:25, and it would take 25 minutes to run. And again, it was found out that there was a backup running at that time that was taking all the capacity, and we just couldn't do anything. So they've been exploring a lot of different things. We've solved a lot of data issues at the same time as this is happening. But from our point of view, we now come in pretty confident that we're going to have all our data sitting there at 8 o'clock. There was sort of one exception this week, I think, and that was 3 tables that we don't use anyway. So for the last 3-4 weeks, every day we've come in, we've had that data sitting there. We've got a lot more confidence in the data, and we're able to get ahead and spend time producing the reports, getting them out on the days that we want to. So really, really good from that point of view. Now, sorry, Dave.
Your last comment stole my thunder, but yeah, extremely frustrating for an agri manager to get home from a full day out and then go to run some reports at 3:30 or 4 o'clock or 4:30. You know, everything works fine. Then all of a sudden it just goes woof. And they want to get these things done for tomorrow, you know, and they're doing it before tea. But now they can, you know, they can run these reports and get themselves all organised and actually spend less time doing that after tea, more time with the family, which is great. Yeah.
I think your customer info sheet's probably the other one, that caused so much frustration.
Oh, it's the one they use all the time, the one they schedule the most, the one they rely on for the data being right. So, no, it's the job's well done.
Yeah, and
I was talking to Katie before, and she was saying she couldn't make it because she doesn't be here at work at this time, but she's just saying she's very happy about this. But there's some other comments about this whole thing. We do have a restriction on how early we can finish the ETL, because there are certain jobs that we can't kick off until 3:15 because they're reliant on CRM processes in the background, or ECC. So therefore, we just can't start those until about 3:15 in the morning. So the fact that we're finishing soon after 4 after that is fabulous. And I don't know, but I can't recall ETLs finishing at 4 o'clock. I just think it's just fabulous.
so
When you mentioned ghost reports earlier, are they just reports that people started to run and got a bit irritated with and walked away from, or are they just reports that nobody was using and we're still generating?
actually all of them, because some of the reports were like they were created scheduled, and then that user is not there, and maybe he's not using those reports. So, but he didn't care about getting it out of the system. So, and there are reports which are generated for one purpose, but it's scheduled for some reason. And there are many factors about that. But we have actually identified. We have gone through a very detailed cleansing process on that, and we are going to continue that cleansing process so that such report does not hamper my data warehouse CPU bandwidth. Well, this is the most important thing. As much you can have the best CPUs, or but if you don't control your ghost reports, it's always gonna,
So some of those were reports from people who'd left the company, and others were reports that were still running on last season's data when there's absolutely no reason at all to run the reporter daily on last season's data when it's never changing day by day. So those were two classic examples that were identified as part of the process.
The same area manager has ordered the report
Yeah.
3 or 4 times.
Yeah.
Because of the frustration, I've done it, and it's failed.
Where is it?
So they order another one. So this week we've got 2 or 3 of the same thing running.
So yeah, various examples.
So we are still, it's like, it's not like we stop here, we're still working on it, and this journey continues. All
Yep.
of them. Are we back?
Beginning again.
Oh,
Yeah. It's
okay,
changed.
let's just stop there.
Excellent.
Okay, so any further questions?
Thank you.
Another thing I'd like to say that I must appreciate the support from Sam and Oliver for all of our efforts. Whenever we find something that we are stuck here, Oliver or Sam are always there and say, go ahead, we are behind you, you have to, you have all the support, so I must appreciate that. Thank you very much.
Thank you.